So Matthew Stafford won MVP for the 2025 NFL season. And now you got some Lions fans saying that, he's definitely not going into the Hall of Fame as a Detroit Lion. Let's talk about it. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Why would he? Because he put up a whole bunch of meaningless stats. He went to LA and really that's where the success happened at. The Super Bowl, the great numbers, the MVP. So in reality, yeah, he should go in as a Ram. I don't understand really the infatuation that Lions fans had of Stafford. He didn't win nothing. He played with a broken shoulder or, he played, cool, but he didn't win nothing. And that's the problem. They celebrate mediocrity. We made the playoff banner. It's mediocrity. Jared, Jared Goff, but Matt Stafford, he left his place behind. He said he'll return in 2026. Probably one of the oldest guys to win MVP. Maybe I don't know the oldest, but he shouldn't. He shouldn't be in the ring of honor for the Detroit Lions. None of that shit, man. What did he do? He didn't win a division, made the playoffs a couple times. That's what I just don't understand. The bar is set so low for the Detroit Lions fan base and the organization. And it's funny to see people get mad at them when they, a lot of people feel like they was in the red zone. They could have punched it in and made the Super Bowl, knowing that ain't really the ski low of Detroit teams. They're not going to spend that bread to really get over the hump like that. Rarely since Mike Ilitch was with the Red Wings. Think the daddy, if I said that right. So, but yeah, of course he, he acknowledged the Lions for giving him an opportunity and doing this thing, because in reality, it wasn't even supposed to be Matt Stafford, the Lions quarterback. People forget Sam Bradford went back to school to avoid getting drafted by the Detroit Lions. So in reality, Stafford's career could have looked a lot different. Sam Bradford would have went to the Lions and Matthew Stafford would have probably went to the Jets. And, honestly, he was way better than Mark Sanchez. The Jets probably would have won the Super Bowl the first year. But it still didn't work out for Sam Darnold. I'm not Sam Darnold, but Sam Bradford. So, you see that with Dante Moore from King, but I get it. He ain't ready. And also, you don't want to go to the Jets, Jets. But yeah, he put blood, sweat, and tears out and all that. But man, the name of the game is winning. And, we seen them fall to Matt Flynn, in the year to Dominican Sue was crying at the press conference when they should have won. And he, this was a bad game by him. Going to Sean McVay, he said he hurt his hand that game. But going to Sean McVay was right for him. I wasn't expecting him, honestly, to sit here through another rebuild. And who knew the rebuild could have went so smooth? And also, one of the reasons the rebuild went so smooth is because of the compensation you got for him. So you can't blame him. My whole thing is the organization allowed him to go where he wanted to because they want to trade him to the Panthers. And he said, nah, but when Calvin wanted to get traded, when Barry wanted, they did. I hear people say, well, he didn't give this back. He shouldn't give shit back. You made all this money off the back of 81 and off the backs of 20. All this money you made because of us. And you asked for some fucking money back? Jim Irsay, rest in peace to him. He was the owner of the coach. He allowed Andrew Luck to keep his bread. The fuck is it to you? You know what I'm saying? That just lets you know how cheap the Fords are. That lets you know how cheap they are, bro. How frugal they are. And they should have allowed Barry to go where he wanted. He paid his debt. They should have let Calvin go where he wanted to go. Just like they let Matt Stafford do, but we knew what that was about. But he went there. He played at an unbelievable level. That had a lot to do with Sean McVay, a lot to do with the organization. And, we took their hand-me-down quarterback and, we did really well. But, now people all of a sudden have championship aspirations and expectations for the Lions. And if Goff don't get it done here, he will always live in Matt Stafford's shadow. Even though I feel like he's overperformed for him since he's been here. even though I felt like he overperformed. But rightfully so, Matthew Stafford should go into the Hall of Fame as a Los Angeles Rams. As a Los Angeles Ram. He should. He didn't do shit in Detroit, but put up a whole bunch of meaningless. Well, people say, well, statistically, he's a Hall of Famer. Okay, cool. But if you watched a lot of those games, those was Pat Stafford's. He did a lot of Pat Stafford. And see, that's when people read the numbers and shit like that. But I watched the games. And a lot of his remarkable comebacks was they was down by so much. And he played loose. But when they was in, crucial moments, he wasn't that guy. Excuse me. He wasn't that guy. Excuse me, burping like a mug. He wasn't that guy. Still, he questionable. Remember in the NFC Championship game for them when they went to the Super Bowl, they had a super team around him. He threw a pick to Ja'Carrius Tart. Tart dropped it. He threw that pick to 49ers in the Super Bowl and the Rams not. And he led the league in interceptions that year. So this facade that he was just this wholly immaculate quarterback is wild to me. It really is. And, I seen Corey Woods, he said, well, this really means that Stafford won't go in the Hall of Fame as a line. Who gives a fuck? Like, these motherfuckers act like he came to Detroit and in turn, took a loaf of bread and some wine and fed everybody. He came in disappointed, man. Remember they lost to Matt fucking Flynn, nigga, for the division? He came in disappointed. So I don't know where this whole, this holy facade or people get this, oh, he was so great. Yeah, he had memorable moments. A lot of them was attached to Calvin. They had a team that probably should have went deep in the playoffs with him, Golden Tate, suing them. But ultimately, it didn't happen. But, acknowledgement, yeah, he'll be acknowledged as a line, but he shouldn't be the ring of honor and he shouldn't be royalty in Detroit. Shut the front door on that one. But hey, check out Detroit Lions Star playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Hit the link in the description, the first link, the link tree. You can find me everywhere there, Facebook, Instagram, wherever I'm producing content at. I appreciate the love, support. Not feeling so well this morning, but we getting through it. Peace.